Today in your 2009 Acura RDX, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install CURT's Class 3 2-inch trailer hitch receiver. It's going to be completely hidden behind our bumper here as far as our Crosstube is concerned, so you're only going to really notice the receiver here at the back. I do really like the way that it looks, especially with how easy it is to install. It's a Class 3 2-inch by 2-inch receiver, so it's going to be great for all of your towing needs, whether you want to put a bike rack in it and just get the trails, or if you want to hook up a little utility trailer or maybe a jet ski trailer and hit the lake for a weekend. It uses a 5/8 inch hitch pin and clip. Now, one doesn't come included with the hitch, but we've got plenty available here at etrailer.com. On bottom, we have hoop style safety chain loops with a nice large opening that should accommodate just about every shape, size, and style of safety chain. Even this big boy here has no problem. Our hitch offers a 300-pound tongue weight, which is the force going down on top of our receiver. And that's going to be more than enough for a 2-bike platform rack fully loaded up with a couple of bikes. It also offers a 3,500-pound gross towing capacity, which is how much that it can pull behind it. So if you did have a utility trailer or some light-duty towing you need to do, you should have no problem with this. But there is enough carrying capacity here that if you had a small fishing boat or a jet ski, you could bring it with you as well. Now, as always, I recommend that you verify in your vehicle's owner's manual and ensure you don't exceed any of its towing capacities. Now I've got some measurements for you to help you when deciding on accessories. From the center of the hitch pin hole to the edge of the rear bumper, it measures about 6.5 inches. This is important when determining if any of your folding accessories can be placed in the upright storage position without contacting the bumper. And from the ground to the top inside edge of the receiver tube, it measures about 14 3/4 inches. And this is important when determining if you need to drop, a rise, or a raise shank on any of your accessories. Now that we've gone over some of the features, why don't you head into the shop with me and follow along. It's going to be quick and easy, so it'll be over before you know it. We'll begin our installation underneath the rear of the vehicle by cleaning out the weld nuts located at the back on each side. Your rear weld nut's going to be located here, and we're just going to use some spray lubricant in the hole and a bristled brush to clean out any dirt and debris. This will make it much easier to get your hardware installed. We'll do the same thing over on the other side. We can now take the fine threaded bolts that come in our kit and place a conical tooth washer on them with the teeth facing away from the head of the bolt. We'll have 2 of these, and this is what we're going to thread into our weld nuts. We don't want to use the coarse thread bolts yet. We can then lift our hitch into position and then thread our bolts into the weld nuts that we had cleaned out. Once you get one started on each side, the hitch will hold itself up, making it easier to install the rest of your hardware. For the rear holes here, we're going to use handle nuts to line those up. So we've got our handle nut here, and it needs to be at about that location, and we're going to be going up the access hole here. So I like to just kind of hold it up to eyeball it to see where I need to bend my handle nut. Looks like we're going to bend it at about that location for me to be able to slide it up there and then line up with our hole. Now we're going to take the coarse thread bolts. These are also going to get conical tooth washers on them with the teeth facing away from the head of the bolt. This is going to slide up through our hitch and up through the frame and thread into our handle nut. Once we've got it started in this handle nut, we're going to do the same process over on the other side. We can now go back and tighten down all of our hardware using a 19mm socket. We can then go back and torque our hardware to the specifications found in our instructions. You can then take your handle nut here and you can either just bend it up out of the way or you could break it off. If you bend it back and forth, it'll take it a little bit, but the metal will get weaker and weaker each time you bend it, and eventually the excess will just snap right off. And once your tabs broke off, you can do the same thing on the other side. And that completes our look at CURT's Class 3 2-inch trailer hitch receiver on our 2009 Acura RDX.